virtual marathon for the Lemonade Marathon. I'll let you know how it goes, prepping for virtual and having fun making lemons out of lemonade. See you guys throughout this one. Here we are finishing up my weekend doing the Lemonade Marathon virtual race series put on by Wahoo Run, and I got a couple tips I wanted to run through after what a fun experience this weekend was. It was my first time ever doing some virtual races, so thought I'd get on here and give you guys some quick tips as I was able to fit in a 5K, marathon, and half marathon over a 3-day period and had a blast doing it. Definitely something that I have not done before, and I really enjoyed it. Wahoo Run, as you guys know, I love Wahoo Running. It's my online running community that I'm a part of. Check out the link below. You guys will be able to take a look at what they have to offer, not just putting on virtual race series like this, but training plans, strength training, base training, community. It is the best place to go to check that out. So make sure you click that link below in the description, and that will give you some more insight. But I wanted to talk to you guys about kind of virtual racing. This is our new norm. We're all going to be doing this until races start coming back. So I wanted to have a dialogue about a couple key takeaways that I had about the virtual racing series. First and foremost, I had the most amount of fun. I have not ever raced in San Clemente, which is my home. I have never really done anything like this, and so I had the best time. On Friday, I went out and gave my best go at a 5K. Saturday, went out and got a casual marathon run in, no time pressure or anything. And then on Sunday, I had an opportunity to have my wife, who was awesome, to ride her bike next to me and be my aid station for a good test of a half marathon run. So that was a ton of fun to be able to do that. The other thing that was really cool is it's easy. We wake up, we make coffee, we have breakfast, and we start whenever we want to. There was no driving to a starting line, deal with parking, making sure we get to where we need to, and so the ease of it was really great. So let's talk about my 3 takeaways. Number 1, plan your routes. Number 2, plan your hydration and your aid. And number 3, I was really surprised about the mental fatigue. So let's dive into each and every one of those. First and foremost, plan your routes. Here is why I think it's important. Friday, I did my 5K without planning my route. I just went out and I said, I'm gonna run a 5K as hard as I can and see what I can do. And I ended up doing a net downhill for the first half and a lot of uphill in the second half. And so, plus, not to mention, a bunch of pretty sharp turns that would have allowed me to run a better time. Granted, I was gassed at the end, so it didn't really matter. But planning that route is super important. And so I learned to take that away from Friday, and on Sunday, I had my route completely planned out. When I was talking with my wife, who was able to ride the bike next to me, I had it dialed into exactly where we were gonna finish, and the turnaround point that allowed us to be able to run an easy, smooth, out and back 13.1 without too many interruptions, other than just a bunch of people on the sidewalks getting their workouts in as well. So number 1, plan your route. If you don't know how to do that, Map My Run is good, Google Maps is great. Look at where you normally do your training runs and do something like that. Number 2 is the hydration plan. The other thing that we don't really think about in races is we tend to have aid either every 1 mile, 1.5 miles, every 2 miles, and we don't have to think about it in a real race. But in a virtual race, you have to plan out your aid station. So really make sure you know either 1, where the water fountains are along your route, Or, as a lot of people do, is plan and plant water bottles. Go out, go for the car ride before and plant your water bottles where you're gonna need to pick them up. For me, I knew where my water was gonna be on the 26.2 run, the marathon, just based upon all the water fountains being out there. And on my half marathon attempt, what I did is I had my wife ride next to me and she was my aid station. So every 5K, she was handing me the water bottle and drink some of my nutrition, as well as I had the goos in my pocket. So make sure you plan your race hydration just like you would in a normal race. Last but not least is mental preparation and the mental fatigue. Just because it's not a big race or a plan go to the start or go to other different things that have to do with the race, like the expo, the hotels, the big pre-race meals and all that, there's still mental preparation and mental fatigue. I really realized this when I came back from my virtual marathon on Saturday is, going out and doing a 26-mile run or something like that is one thing, but doing it with the mindset of I'm not going to stop, I'm going to keep the momentum going, and I'm going to just run it like I would a race. I came back and I was a lot more mentally fatigued than normal. So make sure you set the proper expectations with one, yourself, but also two, with your family when you come home. Is let them know, like, yeah, I'm going out and I'm doing a virtual race, so I'm going to come back and be pretty mentally fatigued. And so there's a different aspect of traveling to a race, doing the race and coming home versus starting at your doorstep and finishing at your doorstep. So make sure you plan accordingly. So what are the 3 takeaways again? 1, plan your routes. Number 2, make sure you plan your fluid and nutrition. If you don't, it could come back to bite you. And 3, still mentally prepare. The mental fatigue is real, even though it's a virtual marathon. So make sure you do that. That is the 3 tips for running a successful virtual race series. Again, thank you Wahoo Run for putting on the great Lemonade Marathon series, making lemonade out of the lemons of all of our canceled races. Make sure you hit subscribe, as more of these will be coming out, and we look forward to catching up on the next series. Keep training and stay well, everybody.